Welcome guys to try number 3, game number 3. Viper and TaToH against Liereyy and Nikov. Now with Liereyy against TaToH, after they already won 2 games, we are playing Arabia with Mirror Civilization. Let's jump into the games, shall we? We have TaToH in the blue trunks playing the Chinese civilization. On the other side we have Liereyy now switching into yellow. That's interesting. I obviously love if they stay with the colors. Let's take a look at the maps. Gold, pretty close. A lot of wood on the left hand side here. Can wall this up quite nicely here, but not the greatest map ever. Right hand side, a bit of wood for him as well, and some berries, but kind of hilly. Stone to the front. Not the greatest map ever, if you ask me. On the other side, we have TaToH with a very clumped up map here. Berry is very close. 2 double wood lines, left and right surrounding his TC. Not the greatest zebras to push them over. Very hilly at the front. Stone somewhat exposed. Gold, well, I would say close. But this one will be tough to wall for him. If he's not going for the super long walls here. I feel like this isn't the greatest code, and I don't like those walls. Why would you ever build those walls so early? Probably wants to force the scout into the TC, but then you just quick click them. Now he's quick clicking them. That's weird. I'm not sure if I like those walls, but TaToH. Three onward for Liereyy. Now trying to go for the other house. On the other side we have TaToH going for 4 on wood. Without a house so far. Is he maybe getting housed? Uh-oh, he's not taking care. Am I missing something? And he even will build a mill. That would be so ugly for him. Okay, he is squeezing in a house. Okay, that makes sense. Will be housed for a small 20% here. But, well, happens. What will players go for? Already walling quite early here, Mr. Liereyy. I questioned the early walls in the game before. Nikov. The way I'm still not sure. I believe it is a 5-game series and not a best of 5. Now, getting second elephant. And you see, all fine and done here. Maybe you could argue for a bit of a better micro here on the wood line, but that's not too important. Getting the house as well. Walling quite a bit here at the front, Liereyy. That kind of indicates to me that he's not going for archery ranges, but more for a stable opening. Because normally archer ranges, you just build them at the front and feel fine. So maybe barracks, stable, walls, and then try to get into castles with defensive archery ranges over here. That's what I would think Liereyy is doing. But yeah, mainly walls. No walls. Strategy first. 2 on berries here, second lumber camp, and TaToH. It seems like he's aiming for pop 22. Some idle villagers here, and well, we'll see. Did we play too much Dota? Well, I think he played an enormously good game number 1. So, I wouldn't say he's playing too much Dota for sure. And TaToH clicking up at pop 23 here. On the other side we have Liereyy with pop 24. So solid 22-second better start here for Liereyy. Quite a beautiful stuff. What's my favorite dialect from German language? Probably Eastern German. Yeah. Vision to the front. This looks like scouts from TaToH as well. And Liereyy indeed getting the barracks up, will build the stable here. And this will be double stable. Still love to see some walls here of our young Austrian guy. And well, cap up. Maybe he isn't playing enough Dota. Never knew. No, it's increasing or decreasing your skill. Table coming up here. Then we will hopefully see. Oh, is he really rushing out to? Oh, okay, that's just a random house. I was confused. Now we see the upgrades. Not for Liereyy though. Is he lacking some wood? No, okay, he got it. All good. Now the farming will start from both players. Both will be super safe. And yeah, I'm pretty sure this will be like 4 scouts for both players. And then it's transitioned to Castle Age. There's no real chance that they can do any damage to one another. This is walled, so no biggie. Liereyy actually good in Dota? I don't think so. I think he's playing just not enough to be very good. He's in no team, from what I heard. Just random queuing and playing with friends. Military, now 4 for TaToH. Again, trying to get some damage done there with his spearman at the front. Trying to snack down that villager. Is he trying to commit to it? No, he's just going back. And, oh, I believe Liereyy shouldn't really overcommit there. That's not clever by Liereyy. How far he's getting out here. Oh, that's bad. That's just so bad. Sending everything over here, but that gives TaToH a chance. Oh, but Lion is around. Focusing down that villager, and indeed getting the kill. And well, TaToH should know. Okay, we won't get any more villager kills on this one. The question is only, how will TaToH protect his gold? Could be maybe a defensive tower would make it really easy, but if he wants to avoid that, kind of needs to build archer ranges around here. Oh, Lion still around. No, it's really good. Okay. Is Dota actually good? Well, I believe it's one of the greatest esports ever created. Why is the transition to gold? Cannot really see that. Liereyy at the moment, 300 food, is going for gold now. TaToH scouts all that off. And villager count is now dead even. More military for TaToH actually, which is kind of surprising. That's mainly because he has so many spearmen queued up. Now going for the mining camp as well. He's still open here. Maybe even wants to wall that. I think that could be a spot for a palisade gate. And well, TaToH surprisingly is still building scouts. I believe that makes very little sense to me. Very little sense. TaToH trying to get more damage, but that won't really happen. Yeah, and TaToH doesn't really have the resources. Another blacksmith here for him. And now the question is, what are we trying to transition into in Castle Age here? Double archer range is an option, double stable is an option. Maybe one stable, one monastery. Take a look at the stone spots. TaToHs are really open to a new transition. Obviously not really a thing in early Castle Age, but even that will be tough for him. He maybe get something up here. I wouldn't really mind to see the first TC being built at that hill and yeah, over here. And just play a defensive route, some camels, some monks, play the long game, transition to Chukunu's castle over here, and then go the push. Because his base is so tight, he cannot really take Liereyy. I think this could go into Imperial Age very, very likely here. Just so tough to do any damage to your opponent on this map here. Super impatient, stupid kids the same as kids? Not really. They are smart kids. And they're patient kids. Aye, guys. Could we please stay away from just randomly insulting all games and all communities? The goal of this channel is to spread the love of Age of Empires, not the hate of all the other games. Double stable. Now for Mr. Liereyy, he goes for the +1 defense. On the other side we have the double stable for TaToH as well, and he goes for the +1 attack. So I was going for reasonable strategies. Let's insult AoE players. Aye. Is it okay if I hit everyone but myself? Why? I would say no. Is it okay if I hate everyone, including myself? I believe that's even worse. Yeah, this will be a very passive game. As you can see, TaToH is very low on gold as well. I think he is just setting up all his spearmen. We'll get a TC up here. And probably won't even get to that hill. Maybe his second TC will be here. Something I don't like too much. But it is a safe version. That TC number 1 could have even been one further to the top. And indeed, he's going for that version. Now the monastery and knights. Interesting. On the other side we see knight and then followed up by camel. TC number 1 over here. Liereyy, probably TC number 2 will be placed on one of those spots. Oh, okay. And for that wood line. Interesting. And TaToH only +1 for now. And Liereyy only +1 defense. Interesting. I like that he's actually going for the +1 attack because he still has some spearmen, so it's affecting both. But that's a fight he cannot really take. Both players with bloodlines as well. Now running back into the TC. He's getting monastery up. I think he can even delete a wall over here. Or, as I said, a palisade gate could have really helped out. And we won't see a lot of kills. As you can see, overall only 14 units died. And I don't really see any reasoning why we should see more kills than that one spearman, and even he is saved. Both players going into heavy booming here, simply because the map for them just was way too solid. We see, yeah, we do see Liereyy going for the monastery himself, so that's a beautiful situation for him. And now somewhat rushing for the monasteries. TaToH staying around this has a more unfortunate positioning for the relics, I would say. We take a look at them. They are heavily favored for Liereyy. But he's so active with the scouts. Will you be at Gamescom? I wouldn't know why. For masked camels, some more monks, and now some fights for that relic. TaToH's pulling away from here, did get some TC shots off, but now is retreating and even going for a second monastery again. Isn't that interesting? Walter. No. Okay, now the question is, how will we transition into the longer game? TaToH going for hard sprintry, wants to take better fights there. If he is ahead and winning, that he can get some more damage done by chasing down those units. And yeah, who's transitioning into stone this far? TaToH is not. Liereyy? Somewhat. And he's actually going for crossbowman now. I believe that's not the most clever decision. Against camels? Just pull 8 villagers, do the stone upgrade and get a castle up. But crossbowman? Are they really needed? TaToH won't do any damage. Rumors say Age of Empires 4 at Gamescom? Now that's interesting. Who said that? Oh, TaToH debating with that scout and running in with the other one. Beautiful stuff. Now trying to get some control in the middle here. Even third archery range. Yeah, I still don't like that decision. I think he had a solid army to defend that off. But TaToH still not on stone either. Here we're getting university up. We'll go on to crossbowman. And the fight for that relic seems to be pretty big. Liereyy has 3 now. TaToH doesn't want to get into the long game with 5 against 0 relics. So it seems like the fight is now starting for this one. Crossbowman needs to be around though. Camel's conversions aren't happening. Liereyy now up to impalate. TaToH on the other side. Still producing knights and not doing any damage. +1/+1. We'll get to 2 relics himself. Now finally switching on to gold. And no one really going for Chukunus. Kind of interesting. TaToH staying on knight. Camel here and going back home. TaToH, that's interesting. How actively he's staying on army and not really attacking. No aggressive siege workshop, no scouting, just map control for him. It's not mass amount of villagers on stone as well, so that's no aggressive castle for him either. It really will be Arbalest. Okay, let's take a look. Can maybe TaToH take the good engagement here? But he doesn't have +2 either. And he feels like, okay, this guy's going for crossbowman. He's probably investing more in castle age. I love that scout. Trying to see what's going on here. He sees some universities, but seems like he's just focusing on the villager kill for now. Comes with +2 defense, siege workshop, and more stables. TaToH will play this castle age all in. He needs to be at the front now. No siege workshop. This is horrible. What is he going for castle age all in? Because he's not queuing up at the moment, but he's building more stables. What is TaToH doing? That's so weird. Not queuing up more villagers. And now, what is TaToH's reaction? Arbalest Bracer Chemistry for Liereyy. Shouldn't lose all his army before Imperial Age. TaToH still has a market, right? No, he just built one. Now selling wood, could go up to Imp. Indeed, that's what he's doing. And he's just running around trying to go for the big eco kills. But that will be so tough. Lierey's army will just get mass amount of kills here. Snipe down all the monks. 1, 2, 3. TaToH, yeah, he is getting in. Maybe Liereyy can get the craziest quick walls done here, delete the farms, get the walls up, but that is not happening. But is that what he really needs? TaToH needs to run around. It needs to get so many kills off. This needs to be more than, yeah, kind of on the same level that Viper did on game number 1 here in the series. Well, he is getting some nice raids in, but uh-oh, that castle is getting denied as well. And that was a lot of villagers dying. And yeah, TaToH with that is throwing himself out of the game, trying to save some more villagers, but this is getting denied. Kills are continuing though, but how will he ever clear up this army of Liereyy here? No chance in the world. He's losing more and more knights. Siege ramp upgrade even. Are you kidding me? Going for more knights. Maybe +2 defense can do something, or maybe +4 and cavaliers. But for now, even the Arbalests are clearing this up. Liereyy now with a solid 20 pop advantage still. He is an Imperial Age against TaToH, who's losing quite a bit of his camels. Is he really trying to send them back home? Ay. Running into the TC again. A small misclick. Oh no, he actually has a full TC here. And where are the Knights of TaToH? Oh, clearing up some abilities here at the left hand side. That makes a lot of sense. He's floating quite a lot of resources, so that isn't that bad, but a lot of his farmers idle. Is even losing more and more villagers. Let's take a look. Mango's shots aren't really happening. And oh, beautiful micro by Liereyy. Just beautiful micro. Yeah, the TCs are doing some damage. That's pretty nice for him, but Liereyy is just running under them. Knows he can go for the kills and just position himself at a pretty nice spot. Military count now 60 to 15. Villager count is dead even, but that is not important. TaToH's food eco is just in shambles. Look at that. At the moment, farmers is 6. And those are over here. And they are even getting threatened now as well. The push continues. And the castle is dying as well. TaToH is out of this game. And finally, Liereyy and Nikov are putting themselves on the scoreboard. Nikov, next game against the Viper. Let's take a look how he will continue on this one. But for now, TaToH is still in this game, trying to run around. Pop 90 for him, but he should know. Yeah, I got 15 villager kills, but I also lost most of my army. And this guy is getting siege ramps. He's sending more arbalists. He's destroying me everywhere. I probably need to tap out on this one. Maybe trying to take another good engagement here. But will that really matter? TC is not really working. Or if they're working, most villagers are running into their death. He's putting quite a nice base over here. No question about that. Oh god, but they aren't even getting a great engagement, and this is the 2-1 out of the point of view from our Tyrant Pleb team. Liereyy taking a win for his team home to keep themselves in this whole series. So I believe TaToH's decision there to go into heavy Knight Camel without the pressure on that map where you cannot really pressure your enemy was kind of weird. He didn't transition into stone early on, no siege to really pressure at the front. Yeah, and then Liereyy, quite a nice boom, quite a nice transition for sure. In the end, obviously, KD heavily inflated by arbalists against villagers. And here, that's what you can see on the timeline. TaToH still decided to go big here. Liereyy, arbalist or crossbowman, but only after him really went crazy. Interesting game number 3 here. And next will be very sick one. Nikov against the Viper.